Hey everyone, in this episode, I want to show you some of the rare plants that really make up my urban jungle and what went into creating this. Making and maintaining this jungle was no easy task, but I will tell you this, it certainly was a lot of fun. Unless, of course, you are my husband who will tell you having to live through all of this when there's just plants everywhere is no easy task. But here's the thing, creating this jungle full of rare plants is really one of my passions, something that I'm truly proud of. And here's a little bit about what went into creating this before we take a look at the plants. As you can imagine, creating this is pretty much a hectic nightmare, but really good kind of nightmare, if that makes sense. I spent so much time going from plant to plant, making sure that everything was in good tip top shape, not only aesthetically, but more specifically, that each plant that I was going to be placing in a certain area was going to be in an area where it would actually thrive. That includes making sure the lighting is good, making sure the humidity is good, and that the airflow is good as well. It's really important to make sure, not only from an aesthetic standpoint, but from the health of the plants, to make sure that everything is just going to grow and grow and grow. Which brings me to a part where I got a little bit stuck. So just when I thought that I had like everything under control, I step outside and look in from the outside, which I do like nonstop. Some people call it patience, others would call it sheer insanity. You can decide in the comments below. But I looked outside and I saw this area over here, if you look through the window, that there's not really a whole lot going on, and it kind of bothers me. So I'm like, okay, I do have some plants that I can add over there, and a couple of them that I have are these Pothos and Joy plants. And so I have this one in a clear basket, which I love to put plants in clear baskets just because that way you can check on their root growth. Noticing a dead leaf in there. This is my obsession, and this is what takes me forever. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and use it to fill in that area. But I also have this like hanging basket that will go great because it'll kind of blend in to this crate over here. And initially, I found these kinds of baskets at, I believe it was Michael's. Oh my gosh, another dead leaf. Sorry, this is going to take me forever, guys. There we go. So originally I found these at Michael's, and obviously Michael's has super cheap prices, especially when they have like their, if you buy one item, you get 25 to 50% off type of thing going on. But then I went onto Amazon and I found the same exact baskets, and I think that these were like two for like, I don't know, $10 or something when I found them. So I don't exactly remember which brand they were. But if you just go into Amazon, and you just type in like hanging basket, and it doesn't even have to be for plants, but just something that's empty, you'll find like so many cool things on there. So I'm just using like this white little screw and putting it into the crate because those work well. And then we shall hang said basket up above. I want to make sure, let me twist it around. This is insanity. That's actually the correct word to use, is insanity, what I deal with. And this is why my husband is always like, he's a very patient man, I will say that, because to be married to somebody who loves their plants as much as I do and really cares about the aesthetic look of everything, um, you have to deal with a lot, especially when like your living room looks like a disaster from time to time when you're trying to redesign everything. Alejandro's a very patient man. So what we're going to do, my friends, is put this knife away first. Oh, by the way, did you guys notice on my little Monstera Thai constellation here, the brand new leaf that is growing in, it's starting to unfurl? I noticed that like 2 days ago, and I love seeing Monstera Thai constellation leaves unfurl. This is the first new leaf that has come out on this baby plant in, gosh, I think like a couple months. Yeah. I actually took like a moss bowl and I'm putting it underneath there where the new growth is coming in, because with my big Monstera Thai constellation, I just have that baby crawling around. But I want to see what it's like if you can get it to climb, because I guess you can. If you know about that, by the way, can you let me know in the comments below? Because I've looked up some YouTube videos on it and saw some really interesting things. So You, Pothos and Joy, shall live underneath the Grand King Anthurium for at least now until I decide to redesign this place again. Okay. Slightly tuck it into its basket. What I love about this too is that it fills in the area with more of the white, like from this big Pothos and Joy over here. And that's what I wanted because you have such a blend of colors, like with the pinks, the reds. Oh, and I need to put the uh, Phalaenopsis orchid back over here. This is just an orchid I got at Home Depot, and it was super duper cheap. And I think they had them on sale when I got it. This was a couple of months ago, and it was only like 10 or 12 bucks. And I'm surprised, honestly. I thought that the flowers would dwindle off by now, but they're still thriving, baby. And I think it's because of the sunlight over here that they love so much, and also the fact that it's really nice and humid over here because of my humidifiers. So, oh, and also the fact that there's a fan down there, it's just keeping the airflow circulating. So these babies are loving it. They don't like it, they love it. So there we go. We have a nice blend of colors, like so. And just to make sure this looks really nice for the people who come by and enjoy the plant display, is to have these vines kind of come out a little bit more and stretch out that way. Boom. Beautiful. Yeah, but you know what isn't beautiful? When things don't go the way you expect them to. I'm almost there, I swear. So this is my blinds to the living room to the main plant display, and I really screwed them up. I was trying to operate our remote controlled, our Bluetooth operated blind opener, and here's the embarrassing thing that happened, caught on the plant cam that I totally forgot was there. Oh no! Oh my god. I'm so manly. Ah! I will admit I am an embarrassment. So what I had to do was, because I screwed up the connector, I overnighted from Amazon some new ones and just attached that one. But I also think that I may have screwed up this part because the little cog on the back of the thing kind of started to grind. But it was working really well until I went to go set it up on, oh gosh, see, that's what happens is that it starts. I went to go set it up on Alejandro's phone because I have to go on a work trip to San Francisco, and I wanted. Wow. So maybe it's a user error. Maybe. As I was saying, I'm going on a work trip to corporate headquarters near San Francisco, and so I was trying to install this app onto Alejandro's phone so he can control it while I'm gone. And as I was doing so, it was working beautifully. And then all of a sudden, like, but honestly, now, in hindsight, it was probably not my fault. Golly, Kevin, you went and screwed it up again. Okay, so we'll come back to this. All right, so now that you've seen the construction part, let's take a look at some of these rare beauties because we've got some new leaves coming in. And it's really interesting to think about a new leaf coming in, especially on this big, beautiful Monstera Thai constellation, because here in Denver, Colorado, keep in mind the temperature outside is about 19 degrees Fahrenheit right now. But inside, as you can see, I've got this place decked out with big humidifiers. This one is only at 49%, but it's going to be pumping up there towards 55, 60. Over here is another large humidifier. That one's about 55%. But this beauty right in front of it, this is my pride and joy, my King Anthurium. I absolutely love this plant. And I got it as a little baby cutting, not a cutting, but a little baby plant from my buddy Todd, who owns the Browns Petal here in Denver. And its longest leaves, man, oh man, when they started growing in, they were about like 25 inches long, like this one. And then they just started rapidly growing. This is its latest leaf here that grew in about a month and a half ago. And I'll tell you what, this plant right here, this leaf is already at 31 and a half inches long. Without a doubt, no wonder why it is the king anthurium and certainly the king inside of my urban jungle. Down here, another beauty. This is my miniature, my smaller Monstera constellation. And as you saw from when I was constructing this area, that new little leaf that's growing in, it's really rapidly unfurling. Just so beautiful to see. And it's not just rare plants. Like I said, I have a Phalaenopsis orchid over here and also some Pothos and Joy. But then there's some other rares like a Philodendron gloriosum. I've had this plant for a long time. In fact, have made many cuttings from it as well. It's a beauty over there. And let's take a look around because that is an Alocasia zebrina. And that is one of my favorite alocasias. And I got this as a little plant, a little rare plant that was only probably like, I don't even know, less than a foot tall. And now its longest leaves are about 14 to 16 inches. This new one just came in within the last 2 weeks or so. The thing I love about the Alocasia zebrina is its stems. I mean, look at that. That's just such a beautiful pattern, and I just can't get enough of it. It's such a beautiful plant. As annoying as alocasias can be, this one is worth the frustration. And I say annoying when I really shouldn't because they just require, some extra care, lots of humidity, which they get. This down here is my Monstera silktopicana, my silverleaf Monstera. Now, this baby was growing so fast and rapidly, so what I decided to do, because I didn't have the space for it at the time, is I decided to put a circular trellis around it, and I just started wrapping its vines around, and I'll tell you what, it is absolutely loving it. And what I love about it is that I potted it up in a plastic container so I can keep an eye on its root growth. And look at those roots. I mean, that baby is definitely wanting a repotting, but I'm not going to give it one because already it's got too much growth as it is. And it's one of my favorite monsteras, that's for sure. Over here in my anthurium corner, what I like to call it, is my anthurium crystallinum. I have two anthurium crystallinum. This baby here, and then this one here that keeps on shooting out so many new leaves. You can tell how happy it is. In fact, these two neat leaves just came out a short time ago, and then it's got a ton of others that have just been popping out. Next to it is my Anthurium clarinervium, another little rare beauty, but that one's so easy to take care of. This plant over here, this is my Anthurium magnificum that I have had for about 6 years now. And I didn't take the best care of it, but recently have started focusing on it more and more because I just want to see it grow. I actually chopped off two of its older leaves just to make space and hopefully ignite some more growth. Over here, this is actually an Anthurium, and I think it's called Heart's Desire. I got it at a Home Depot over the summer because it was on sale for like 20 bucks. And it has been such a beauty to watch grow. I love that plant so much. So easy to take care of, just as easy as the clarinarium over there. Then over here are three leaves, three separate cuttings from my Philodendron patriciae. I put them together and I'm curious to see. They've been potted up for over 3 or 4 months now. I think over 4 months. And they seem to be doing well. No new growth on them yet. But man, oh man, I just can't get enough of this gigantic Monstera constellation and its new leaf that is coming in because that's going to be a beauty. So up above it is my Monstera elbow, and that was given to me as a gift from my buddy who owns the Flora Foundry here in Denver, Colorado, an awesome plant shop. And it's got some nice variegation, although I didn't do a good job with its newest leaf coming out. I didn't have it in as bright of sunlight. So I'm hoping now that I have it not only facing in the window in a direct area of sunlight. Granted, we're not getting a whole lot of sunlight right now, but over there and underneath the grow light, that it'll really start to pop. This over here is an anthurium, and I forget the name of it. I'll put it on the screen though. I got it on sale from, I believe, man, oh man, was it Steve's Leaves or something? I forget. But down below it is a dock block, and I have it over here in my little display, and it's doing really well. And then I forget, because I got, at the same time I got this guy, I got this one as well. And I forget the name of this one also. They're little cuties. This right here was given to me as a gift by a friend here in Denver. And it was a long philodendron splendid that was kind of leggy. And so what I did was I chopped the whole thing up and I put it into a bunch of different cuttings and then potted them together and now have this lush, beautiful plant. So those are some of the rares that make up my plant display. I was curious how often you guys switch up your plant displays, whether they're public or private. So, my YouTube community channel, I asked you folks, how often do you switch them up? And here are your responses. Bridget says, when I bring home a new plant. As for Megan, every week my plants are generally beeped, and I have no idea why. As for Joanne, mostly in spring and fall to look for more light or get them away from drafts. Breathe Be Free said once a year or less. Mike J for life seems like every 3 months. Maybe I have OCD. I just love reading your guys' comments. Please keep them coming. So I'm curious to know, what do you think of the display? Did you like it? What do you think could be changed around? Uh, this is always constantly evolving, and it is a big headache for my husband, but he's a very patient man, so I appreciate that. But I also appreciate you guys for watching another one of my videos. And if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell for more fun and interesting planty content just like this. If you haven't seen the video that I recently did on the lights that I put inside of my plant display up above, check it out because it is an excellent, excellent idea if you're looking to add in some accent lights for your plants. I'll see you guys in the next video.